joined by Daniel Thomas, Managing Director of Hammer Metals. Daniel, thanks for your time.
Thanks, David.
Firstly, Hammer, known for its Mount Isa projects, recently brought in gold, but in love with both projects.
Yeah, it's a funny situation. I think the company's been built on the back of the Mount Isa copper and gold assets for a number of years now. We've managed to build a big portfolio in Mount Isa, some 2,100 square kilometres of tenure. Myself, I'm a copper guy. There's a reason I joined Hammer about 18 months ago on the strength of those assets. Obviously, gold's had a tremendous run. And about 18 months ago, we also brought in some gold assets into the company around Bronzewing, the old Bronzewing mine there, recently acquired by Northern Star, and obviously now part of the whole Yandal story for Northern Star and Saracen. So we've been doing a lot of work around there recently, but I don't think there's two better commodities at the moment that you want exposure to in copper and gold. Importantly, we've got a strong team behind us, so we've got the exploration credentials to take both projects forward, and we're in an incredibly fortunate position that we can be drilling the best targets at either one of those projects to ultimately give our shareholders a chance of success and monetisation, I guess, of what I think are some good exploration assets.
Talking of success, your Mount Isa projects in 2020 hit some record numbers.
Yeah, so 2020 for us in Mount Isa, really on our 100% owned ground, was pretty slow progress. But we did sign a joint venture at the end of 2019 with a company called JOGMEC out of Japan. They've been incredibly supportive of what we've been trying to do in Mount Isa, which is define a large-scale IOCG deposit. Towards the end of 2020, we drilled a deposit or a project called Trafalgar. It was one of about 7 targets that we actually tested in the Mount Isa region towards the end of last year and early this year. And we reported some really good intercepts out of that particular discovery. So 50 metres at 1.1% copper, 0.3 grams per tonne gold, really good, exciting hits. We've now drilled 4 holes at that target. All 4 holes have hit mineralisation. We were racing the weather window. Everyone's talking about a big La Nina year. We were really lucky that it didn't start raining until the end of January. We're currently sort of taking some time to evaluate what we're doing. Hopefully the ground can dry out, no more rain, and we get back on the ground there towards the end of March, early April, and really define what that trend looks like and what that particular deposit might hold. So I think it's an exciting time coming up.
You used the word exciting. Did the numbers excite you, and where to now for that project?
Yeah, so the Trafalgar deposit, interestingly, was mined in the early 1900s. Believe it or not, a shareholder sent me a record from the Townsville Daily Bulletin from 1912 and 1913 of them pulling out 20% copper ore out the bottom of this shaft. And this shaft sat there for over 100 years without a drill hole into it. And it's part of a broader 3-kilometre trend of mineralisation that we can see there in soil anomalism, in magnetics, in little open pit workings, in shafts, all the way along this trend. And along that whole trend, there's only been 2 drill holes drilled into it. So in terms of scale and what we've got, a tremendous opportunity along that whole trend there, and it extends even further up into our 100% owned grounds. Really a great opportunity for us in a rising copper market to be drilling what I think are great targets and seeing what this area has really got. It's been underdone from an exploration perspective, and I think that's where the true opportunity is for us for the next 6 to 12 months.
2021, what does that look like from an activity perspective? Yeah,
so if I sort of segue out, we just spoke a little bit about what we're doing in Mount Isa and getting back there drilling from April. So we'll drill on the joint venture ground. We also now have an opportunity to pursue that trend in our own 100% ground, and there's some great looking targets there. And we did a little bit of work around some gold prospects in Mount Isa as well, and they're drill ready, so we'll drill them as part of the same program. In Western Australia, we haven't forgotten our gold assets here in WA. We're starting an air core program at some targets there. We've got some results still pending from our last program in WA. They'll be out over the next couple of weeks, I hope. But what we're also building there is a really strong picture of what the geology near mine to Bronzewing looks like. We think there's some great analogies from the Bronzewing mine flowing into our property. The border's only 100 metres away, hasn't been tested below 100 metres. I think there's some great targets there that we'll look to test with RC or diamond drilling later this year. So lots of targets, and that's been the premise for us over the last 12 months, and I think that ultimately has led to the success we've had. So not only are we going to be drilling out exciting new discoveries, we're also going to be testing new concepts, new theories, and ultimately giving ourselves every chance to succeed this year.
And funding?
Funding, so there's $6 million in the bank at the moment, 2 project areas. There's a joint venture funding on that Trafalgar discovery, so there's plenty of funds available for us, and we're really set for a big year in 2021.
Definitely does look like a big year for Hammer. Exciting times ahead for shareholders and those looking to join the company register. Daniel, thanks for your time.
Thanks, David.